Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to fill your events automatically with Krowded. So as soon as you log in, this is kind of the dashboard you see. It has everything you've done, campaigns, etc. But first thing you want to do is look on the left here and connect your Instagram. So to do that, I'll show you how. So here you're on the Instagram, you add accounts, and you need to download the Chrome extension straight from the Chrome store. And what this does, it basically connects your Instagram and syncs with your current Chrome session. So you need to be logged in on Instagram on Chrome for this to work. Download it. And then once you've downloaded it, you put your username, open the Chrome extension, sync the profile, approve and connect, and boom, everything's automatically pasted. This is so we can send messages through your Instagram without having your passwords. And it basically works throughout the session. You connect the Instagram, boom. And as soon as that's done, you can go ahead and create your campaign. So this is the campaign creation. It's a 5-step campaign creation, and it's fairly simple. Campaign name, let's just do example demo. Scroll down, this is optional. Audience. Now this is an extremely important part to take your time, do some research, because, and what is a seed account? Let me just explain to you. A seed account is another account that has a similar crowd that are already following them in their following lists. So things like local DJs, similar events, local events, maybe venues. And what you want is you want an account that doesn't have so many followers but doesn't have so little followers. So you kind of want to find the sweet spot. The more specific you are, the better the targeting is. And they need to be public accounts. So let's just say DJ1. You have two sections. You have the scrape section here, and then you have the message. So the scrape section, what it does is it basically downloads, the amount of followers they have, and then the message is, how many messages you want to send. So what you want to do is you want to increase the scrape a lot, because what Crowded does, it basically filters through all of these accounts, whether it's a bad account, whether it's an active account, whether it's a private account, all of these factors. So it cuts down all of that. So let's say you want to put 3,000, right? If you're doing 100 messages, because this is what will filter out. So down here, you also have a gender target, and it filters through this same target list. And this is why it's important to keep it a high, a high number. Let's say whether you want to invite females only, males, or only, or a mix. It kind of just depends what the brand of your event or the venue, or the needs. So it's fairly simple. So now you have the DM template. This is all the variables. I recommend just leaving this completely and just scrolling down to the composed message box. So what you want in this box is basically a short message. A message without the link, because we find a lot of messages, right, that contains a link. A lot of them just get, read or left unseen, etc. But when you have a short message with a first name and it's personalized, it helps you build that community, and it's more human-like. So the response rate is completely different. You have a much higher conversion rate without the link, and ideally you want to keep it short. Let me show you a good example of what a good message that's highly respondable. Hey, first name. The first name will change. Came across your profile and thought you might be into XYZ. Are you interested on sending the details? And then you can follow up with the link. What this does, especially when you're inviting someone to an event, you have to think about what the incentives are for them to come. Especially if you are sending the link, what are the incentives for them to go on and purchase that link? People go to events because their friends invited them or they've been invited to it. You need to build some sort of social proof. And the whole reason why I've built this platform is not just so that you can get people to come to the events, but also to build your community and to have a bond with people. And this is what really brings people to events, guys. So it's super important to make it as human as possible, so that people can reply. Bear in mind, this message will change with AI and be personalized per user. So every message that's sent is completely different. And what it does is it will take their Instagram with this message and kind of just combine them together and just create a personal invite. So what you want really is to take advantage of this and make it as real as possible, as authentic as possible, and this will drive you, the maximum conversion rates. So here you have the schedule and safety. Click on customize settings. If you want to, change the daily limits, you could do, up to 100 messages a day, depending on how aged your account is, or and the timings, we'd recommend just to leave it as this. And guys, the whole point of this, right? I'll just repeat this again because it's not about sending 1,000 messages. It's about being specific with the targeting, having quality accounts to send these messages to, and having quality messages. And this is what converts. This is what brings people to the events. This is what builds you trust. It builds you that social proof for your next events also. And then you want to review, well, and then you can launch your campaign and you can start. I do have to mention, when you're sending these messages, you ideally don't want to send them from an event account. You want to send them from either your personal account or an account that's replyable. When you're being sent a message from a person or someone who has a cool Instagram, let's say, it's more likely to respond, and you're more likely to build a connection or relationship with, in that sort of sense, rather than a business account messaging you with a link. There's no incentive for people to reply, and this is why not a lot of people, yeah, actually get a lot of results when they're doing it even manually. So this is why I'm here, guys. So if you do have any sort of questions, or you want help getting this campaign set up, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram, or you could email me as well. And so yeah, let me just show you what the campaign's going to look like. So this is an example of the campaigns, right? Um, Also, I'd like to mention that you kind of want to keep these campaigns as small as possible. So let's say 100 to 200 DMs per campaign, because once you start the campaign, you can't stop it until it either pauses on its own or just finishes. And essentially, yeah, what you want to do in case you do want to change the messaging or change things around, you want to do quite a lot of different campaignings. And yeah, so here you could see, some messages has failed, and this is because there's a lot of accounts that we don't want to send the messages to, or there's a lot of private accounts, um, and accounts that just don't get the messages. But it's completely fine because you see here 29 has failed, and there's been 69 attempts, but 40 messages has been sent, and that was the goal. Um, so you can see here the message template, and this message template again was personalized for each message. And there is also a language option if you do have a different sort of community. Let's say you're in a different area as well. And whilst this is running, you get a real-time activity log of what's going on, as you can see here. And you can see really what's going on with the messages and why they're being failed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys, having some results, and really utilizing these tools to help you build out your career in the events industry and music industry.